everyone, it's Anya here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today Layla and I are presenting to you a project that we have made, well I have made, with Raffia. So this is a bag that I have made and I really like the shape and the stitch of it, and this is one of my new notebooks that I am going to be using soon because my old one is full up. And I am, yeah, look at that, it's perfect for my notebook. So if I wanted to have a little walk and take a book with me, take some tissues, of course you can only take big things with you because yes, the holes are quite substantial in this bag, but I thought this would make a lovely little bag for like bigger items. But also this one uses just the one roll of raffia, but if you were to make this bigger, this would really make a lovely beach bag as well. So let me show you what you need and how to make this. So for this project I am using Raffia by King Cole. It's a lovely material to work with. It's really light, makes a nice noise when you're using it. It's ideal for hats but also for bags, and this raffia is prescribed for a 5.5 crochet hook, but I'm using a 5 as usual because I have to go down about half a hook size. So I am going to go down half that hook size because I want my stitches to have a little bit more of a definition. So we have this on our website in various colors, so do go and have a look at that. And yeah, lovely to use certainly for the bag that we are going to be making. Now raffia material is quite strong, and that's because it's quite wide. So if you have it open like this, it does tear, as you can tell. I've already torn it, look. But if you keep it together like so, it does have quite a lot of strength to it. So let's get started by making our slip knot. Insert your hook, so I'm using my 5, and we are going to chain 28. So let's see if we can get used to chaining with this new type of material. So in the beginning, of course, take it a little bit slow. But soon enough, you will get used to it. There we go. See, this is a lot easier already. So let's see if we can count to 28. So these are 28 chains. And that's going to be the width of my bag. Now we are going to add 2 chains to place our corners in. So these 28, you can amend these up or down, but you have to make sure it's always in a multiple of 2. So you could do 30, you could do 34, you could do 40, but of course that makes the bag much bigger. So now we are going to chain another chain and another chain. So this is going to be my corner chain on this side, and then of course here this chain is going to be the corner on this side. So we've added the corners. Now we are going to chain another one for the turning chain. So that's just done to help us gain the height for the next stitch. So the next stitch is going to be a double crochet. You skip your turning chain, you go into your last chain that you did for that corner, and you are going to be placing 5 double crochets. Yeah, still getting used to it. 5 double crochets into the 30th chain. So you do 28 to start with. You can change that number, but then you always have to do your 2 for your corners, and then you do your 1 for the turning chain. So how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochet. So that's my corner. And now I'm going to go all along my chain, bar the last one, because that's going to be treated as a corner again. And I'm going to be placing double crochets in each stitch along my chain here. And so now, of course, this stitch has gotten a little bit bigger, so make sure you find the right location to go into for this stitch here, this particular stitch. There it is. So in there to place your double crochet. And then of course we are going to be placing, one double crochet in each stitch along the chain. And yes, you know, as you can tell, it's a new material. We just need to be a little bit mindful of what we are doing, what our stitch looks like, and where we are going in. But essentially it is the same, of course, as with our normal yarns that we use. Just it might look a little bit different because this raffia reacts differently to our usual yarn. So there we go. So this is what we have at the moment. So I'm going to make my way all the way to the end of the chain, and I will meet you there to create the corner in the last chain. So I have now done 28 double crochets along my chain, and here my 30th chain, where I am also now going to put 5 double crochets. So again, it reacts a little bit different from our acrylic yarn, but whichever way you can get into the stitch to get started is fine, of course. So 5 double crochets into your last stitch there. And that does happen sometimes because, of course, yes, raffia is slippy. There we go. So that's 4, and here we have the 5th stitch. And as you can see, it just sort of turns around, it turns your work around. This is the end when we started, and that's now lying across the work as well. So I'm just going to leave it there. We'll take it along in our crochet, and then it's sewn in as well. And then here now we've used that first stitch, so now we are going to be placing our double crochets into the same locations as we did when we moved on the other side of this chain. So twisting over your hook to pick up that one strand left over. There we go. Makes it a little bit easier. And we're off doing our 28 double crochets. Each time picking up that last strand of the chain that we have, of course, already used. And that's what it looks like now. I will see you when you get to the end of your row. So I have made it to the end of my row here. Now we need to close the row, and this is always hard to get into, so I'm going to go under the next one here. So we need, in this little area here, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 V's. So the 5th one I am going to create with my slip stitch there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this same stitch there. So this is the base of our bag. Now we are going to chain up 2, 1, 2. Then we are going to get started with our first double crochet, but we are going to do it in the back loop only, and the third loop. So looking at your V here, the top of your stitch, you see there are 2 strands. So the back loop is going to be the loop the furthest away from you, so that's going to be this one here. And then the third loop is this strand here. So you yarn over, you pick up the top loop there, so the back loop only, and then this one here is the third loop, and you pick that one up as well. Then you yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we are going to be picking up this one and that one there. Now if you pick up only the back loop, then you will see, look, that it extends. So we are going to try, let me just readjust this now, try and pick up this one, but also pick up, and of course now it's more difficult because I have pulled it, the third loop, there we go. And we are doing our double crochet in such a way that we are now working our sides. Not only that, we have made sure that we don't create even bigger holes than we are already making here, okay? So this will make sure that we have a nice sort of corner, a nice way to go up to start working our sides. So yes, this will take a little bit more patience to do this, but it will, you know, be a good look in the finish of our bag. So I will see you when you have done your round completely like this, and you are back where we started here. So this is what it's looking like now. Layla, are you going to give me a hand with the tutorial here? Right, so I have made it to the end of my round. Not that I can show you, but... Right, so I have made it to the end of my round. This is where those chains were coming out of this one here. So I'm going to skip this one, go under the first V here, and I am going to do a slip stitch to close the round. So chain up 2. Then we are going to be doing a double crochet in each stitch around. She's now eating the raffia, Layla. And there's no increasing or anything because of course we are making sides. So we're going to do a row of double crochets, and then after that row is finished we are going to be starting our mesh. So there we go. So this is the start of our second row of double crochets, and this is what it's looking like at the moment. And I think somebody is very interested in this raffia yarn, aren't you? Yes, you are. I will see you at the end of the round, and I will see you after I have brushed Layla. So I have just finished my round here once again. So skipping those 2 chains, going under the next V to do my slip stitch. We bring it all closer, there we go. Okay, and you're probably thinking this is never going to turn into a bag, but it will. Okay, so now let's get started with creating our netting or our mesh. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then you skip a stitch, and then in the next one you are going to do a double crochet. So there we go, that's our first box done. Then chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. And this is what it's looking like. So let's keep on going, and I will meet you at the end of the row, and I will start the next row together with you, because to make our netting look really tidy, I have a little trick up my sleeve, so I will tell you that when we get there. So finally I can see that it is wanting to stand up a little bit more, so hopefully you will notice that now as well. So I've gone round the whole round with doing my double crochet, chain one, double crochet, chain one. We skip here, and then here we have that chain 4 coming out. So 1, 2 in the third stitch, after of course doing my chain 1 into the third chain. Here I'm going to go into there and do my slip stitch to close the round. There we go. Okay, then we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you're going to start placing your double crochets on top of the double crochets of the row below. But if you were to pick up just the V here, your double crochet might slide. Can you see there's like lots of space there? So we are not going to do that. We are going to try and get into this location here. So there's 2 strands here. I'm just trying to get in there, see how this raffia is going to react. There we go. So I am now in a location underneath the V, into between those 2 strands, and that double crochet is not going to go anywhere. See, so you chain 1, next location here, see, in between those 2 strands I am going to go in, and this way the mesh that we are creating will look really nice and straight. Let me see if I can show you. Look. So this way we will be creating a lovely little mesh. So this is what my netting now looks like. I am now going to continue making my rows of boxes until I think my bag is high enough, or at least I have raffia left on my ball enough for my handles. So this is where I'm at the moment. So after doing the 2 double crochet rounds on the side, I have done 10 rounds of netting, and so now for round 15 I am going to start making the handles, or at least a top and then the handles. I wanted to keep this project to 1 ball of raffia, and I can see the cardboard in there, so I think it is time to start making our handles. So I have closed my round with my slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 1. We're going to do a half double crochet, so yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the 3 loops. So I am just going to make it really easy on myself, and I am going to be placing 2 half double crochets in each box. So I'm going to be doing a round of half double crochets, and I will meet you at the end. So I've just finished my last half double crochet, and let's do a slip stitch under the next stitch. There we go, close it all up. There we are. Okay, so now as you can tell, I have put some stitch markers on my bag. So these ones here, the purple one here and the black one here, they are the sides, and then I have counted inwards 11 stitches, and then in the middle here there are also 11 stitches, because of course we have 66 stitches and we need to find the middle of each side. So we have 33 stitches on each side, so 11, 11 and 11, because we need 3 parts, 1 on the side, 1 on the side and 1 in the middle. So we are going to be creating handles that go from this stitch to this stitch, big enough for our hands to go through. So this at least gives us a guide, and now I am going to do my chain up, and we go into the first stitch again, to do our half double crochet, and we are going to do half double crochets until we have done 11 half double crochets and we meet the stitch marker in the middle of the side. So here we are. So I'm now one stitch in front of the stitch marker because I'm thinking that 11 stitches might not be big enough, so I'm just going to start my chain here. So I will do the same on the other side, but these stitch markers have given me a good guide to see what I can be doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 stitches we are going to be skipping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then in the 14th we are going to yarn over. In the 14th we are going to do a half double crochet. So there we go. Okay, so I've got one stitch here, and this one here is the start of the next lot of 11 already. So 11 was here, so I've skipped that one. So off we go, and we are now going to work until we are in front of the other stitch marker on the other side there. So this stitch marker here. So I have now done 20 half double crochets. I have arrived at the same location I was here, right in front of that stitch marker. So now I'm going to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. Then I'm going to skip 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And once again, indeed, I am going to place my first half double crochet right after the stitch with the stitch marker in it. So there we go. And now we are going to finish the round, and if I counted right, I should be doing 9 half double crochets, and then this lot here is 11 half double crochets. So let's get going. So this is my 9th half double crochet, and yeah, we started here with a chain, so really we haven't used this stitch yet, but I can just go over it and do a slip stitch, or you can just do one stitch and then do your single crochet by skipping over that one. There we go, so that's fine. And now of course we are going to do one more round, and this round will serve to make our handles wider. So we are going to be chaining up, do your half double crochet, and we are going to work until we meet the chain. And I think I'll have just about enough left over to do this round. Okay, so we're playing a game of yarn chicken here. So I've already done this side. I'll tell you in a moment what I did there. But look, this is getting thin. So yeah, I'm hoping that I will get all the way around. So once you reach your chain, I put 20 half double crochets around the chain, and that filled up my chain quite nicely. So I hope that it is going to allow me to finish this round. I have another round in mind, but yes, it's all going to depend on if I have enough yarn. Now the thing is, I have not counted, so I don't know how many stitches I've got right now. So let's see how we go. But I thought 20 stitches is a nice amount to fill up our chain here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Wow, 20 without even counting. Is that an omen? So let's start doing our half double crochets into the stitches again, so picking up the V's. There we go. Phew, that was close. So here I'm going to do my slip stitch, or try to, if I can't get in there, I can, I think, here. So I'm going to do it in that stitch there. There we go. So this is the look of my bag now. Yeah, I think that's okay. Now I have got a little bit of raffia left over. I was thinking I wanted to reinforce that top row. So I am going to try and do a slip stitch around the body of the stitches of that last row. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going in between the bodies of the stitches and I'm doing a slip stitch. This will, I think, help to make the top look prettier and sturdier. And you know, that's where we're going to be handling the bag a lot anyway, so I'm thinking that that might be a good thing. I have got the yarn left over to do this, so I think I might as well. And so here, when you are doing this around the stitches of the handle, of course it is going to reinforce the handle a little bit as well, because obviously this is where you will be holding the bag the most, of course. So yeah, this is working, and I still have some yarn left to do this, so I hope I will make it all the way around. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this idea, and I will see you when I have completed my round. I have made it all the way around. Where can I see that I started? Right there. So I am going to first of all cut off my yarn. So with a thinner hook I'm going to go under this slip stitch here, bring through my raffia, then back into that one there, and I'm going to come from the back so I can straight away pull it to the inside there. There we go. See, maybe I should have cut this a little bit longer so I can actually spend a bit longer sewing it in, but I'm sure it will be fine. What I can do is do a loop like this and then make a little knot by putting the end through there. There we go. So that has attached it slightly, or quite a lot actually, and now I'll just continue by putting it under strands that I think I can use for this purpose. There we go. I will do it a little bit more later on. Okay, so then we will need to remove the stitch markers and our bag is finished. Now, as you can see, look, I've got the tiniest amount left over. So this bag has now used most of the 50 grams of raffia, and I have to say I do like the way it turned out. As you can see, I had a little bit of raffia left over and I really wanted to use it all up. So I made the tiniest tassel and I attached it to my bag. I think it finishes the bag off just beautifully. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you for being here on my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!